Hello everyone, welcome back to 11 Fit TV. So, you realize we're taking a different approach today for multiple reasons, right? But I want to explain something. Well, maybe I should tell you who I am, even though a lot of you already know because you've been watching the channel and I've been getting feedback from you. So thank you for everyone who's been doing that. 11 Fit TV. If you have some time, go over and check out what we're doing. Subscribe, like, do all those wonderful things that the world of social media requires. Okay, so my name is Wallace Conrad. I'm a personal trainer and nutritionist. One of the reasons why I chose this was not necessarily for a career in these fields, but I wanted to understand my body. I wanted to understand how to eat better, how to eat to sustain myself, right? So one of the things that I found in the literature when I was studying, right, was that hypertrophy, that is the increasing of a muscle through enlargement of the cells. I think that is the scientific definition of hypertrophy, or somewhere along those lines, right? Now, why I brought that up is because when you are exercising, one of the biggest questions that come to mind, or that I had, was, okay, how many reps should I do for me to achieve this hypertrophy, right? Well, the literature says that you should do 6 to 12 reps to achieve this hypertrophy, right? But I kind of push back at the literature for that notion, because what if we're doing the push-up exercise, right? If I want to achieve hypertrophy and I'm doing 6 to 12 reps, and it says that you should do 3-4 rounds of these reps, right? That will not do much for me, because I can do, if I am doing the push-up exercises with a very low time under tension. We'll talk more about what time under tension is, right? I can go through that 6 to 12 reps with that amount of rest, which they recommend 60 to 90, very quickly, right? So it would not apply in that instant, in my opinion. This is my interpretation of the literature. You can push back at it if you so choose. So when you're doing exercise, what I have experienced and what I think that you should aim for is failure of that exercise, or very close to failure, right? And I brought that up because failure does not mean when your muscles are burned. It actually means what the word says, which is failure. It means that you are barely able to execute that last rep of the exercise, or you cannot execute it at all. And that is what I think you should aim for, especially when you're doing bodyweight exercises like the push-up exercise. You should aim for failure, because what are you doing? You are telling your muscle, okay, I am going to give you some load that you are not used to getting, right? And each time I'm going to increase that load, of course, incrementally. So if you fail at, say, 40 push-ups or 50 push-ups, or you can take it down if you fail at 20. Okay, the next time, after doing 20 for a period of time, I am going to give you 2 additional push-ups. So next time I'm going to do 22. So you're putting more load on the muscle. You're requiring of the muscle, hey, I'm going to give you 2 more push-up exercise. Can you manage it? And that is how you kind of gauge yourself, if your muscles are getting stronger. Can it manage this load? And that is where you get the micro tears, and that is when those cells get affected and it starts to enlarge that organ, which is the muscle, right? And then your muscles start grow, right? So, and that's why that 6 to 12 rep story is not necessarily applicable, because it does not give enough load to the muscle sometimes. So I would say try and aim for failure for every exercise that you do. And the next time you try to improve this incrementally, and then you will achieve that growth that you're looking for. So I'm saying all of that to say, I want to show you today what exercising to failure using the push-up exercise looks like for me, right? As I described earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to execute the push-up exercise, and then I'm going to show you what you should be feeling, right, when it comes on to this failure. Okay, so without further ado, let's go. And I would say, usually, I have not been exercising at all. This I didn't eat anything. Right, this is my first time executing any exercise at all. So on a normal basis, I can probably do, I would say probably 60 is my sweet spot when feeling, right? So I'm going to shoot for that. And maybe it's 60 plus, but so here we go. Push-up exercises, failure, this is what to do. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so if you notice there, I'm catching my breath a bit here. For breathing, never get really tired. When you're executing any exercise, think about smelling a rose, right? In through your nose, out through your mouth. All right, again. That's better. So my heart rate is not all the way down, but that just reoxygenate the body somewhat, so you can start to get in a normal breathing pattern again. Whew. 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 Okay, so if you can see there on my last execution, right? I started to, your body starts to shake because you're asking the pectoral muscle, the triceps, the forearm, you're asking them to do the maximum. You're putting the maximum load on it, right? And if you notice, at the end there, I could not execute that last push-up, all right? And I actually went more than the 60 because I'm in front of the camera and the adrenaline is there, right? I think I went about 70 plus, right? But the point is, I made it to failure. And now I'm really feeling it in the pectoral muscles, plural, right? I'm feeling it in the triceps, feeling it in the forearm, and in the biceps some, not a lot, right? And that is where you want to feel it, right? And so I wanted to show you what you should be aiming for every time you do a body weight exercise, right? You should be aiming to failure. And this failure might not come in one set, but let's say you're doing 3 sets and you get to that failure, right? that is your sweet spot until you start to increase this incrementally, right? Let's say you get to 3 sets, you did not fail, and you can go a bit more. Do that 4th set and get to that failure point. If you get to 5 sets and you can still go some more, you need to get to that failure, right? To start seeing those results, right? So I understand that, I'm contradicting the literature a bit here, but in my opinion, it doesn't always apply. This is one of those times. So until next time, leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you so desire. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know why you don't like it, right? And we can have a conversation, all right? So thank you for tuning in. Until next time, see you soon.